So,
but has never wanted to tell me why.
the
We are
long
doing
story
our
short of
utmost to
this
find your mother as
is
quickly
that
as possible. Without your mother,
when I left the
hundreds
game
of
the
men
last
would
time,
have gone to the
I
guillotine.
thought, hey, great.
All I
It
can
said
tell
it's
you is I'm
saved,
looking for my sister.
so that's
Do
awesome.
you believe your mother capable
I can pick
of
it up again later.
torturing a child?
An
But
agreement for
the
cannons.
fact
Lord
I'm
Mortimer
finding out
assured
now
me that you are
is
to
that
take over the project on behalf
Ew.
of your mother.
no, it most certainly did not.
Volner, Minister of Religious
And
Affairs,
since
and
that's the
Jacques
case,
Theroux, French
I'm going to have to
Revolutionary
do
Tribunal judge. You'll
this
find
whole
that Lord Mortimer is not what one would
hour
call
and a half,
conventional,
2
Monsieur de
hours,
Richet.
I do apologize.
whatever it is,
I was obliged to clear up some urgent
again,
business.
and then some, which is unfortunate. I'm going to try and do some things similar to how I remember them. Maybe try to fix up a couple things that come to mind, but I very highly doubt it'll be exactly the same. And honestly, I think that will probably be for the best because I kind of fucked up
At
a couple things
last,
I wanted
we
to.
meet Monsieur de Richet.
But
Do you mind if I call you Louis?
Please do.
be it as it may,
Thank you. I wish to apologize
and I
wholeheartedly.
understand I'm
Louis.
talking over this,
I made
but
you
this
cross the
is old
seas,
stuff.
and I wasn't even here to welcome
So,
you.
you know,
When I asked you to join us here, it was, of course, in the hope that you would help us find your mother. However, there may be some
yes,
developments, but I don't know if they are linked to your mother. We have found Elizabeth Adams' body in her room. I'm
Yes, I
afraid
know.
she was brutally murdered, stabbed several times.
Who could have done it?
also
That is
probably by
precisely
herself.
what I would like you to help us determine, Louis. Duchess Hillsborough informed us that she accompanied you at the beginning of the evening. You apparently bumped into Miss Adams, who wanted to speak to you. We are told you turned her away, and she went away on her own.
That's correct.
Do you know what she wanted to see you about, by any chance?
She seemed upset about something. I thought she was under the influence of alcohol, but we didn't really speak.
Well, I guess this means this
Pity.
episode
The
is
poor
like
child
this
was
whole
probably trying
episode,
to find
not
help.
just like
I thought it could wait
This-
until tomorrow.
section, but episode 2
Apparently
is going to
not.
be longer than one for a number of
Louis,
ways.
I shan't hide the fact that this tragedy puts me in a very delicate situation. I cannot risk upsetting the smooth operation of our next conference. But the case cannot remain unaddressed.
I understand. What do you intend to do?
I must reassure my guests, and justice will be done. And for that to happen, I must ask for your help.
Why is that?
You met Elizabeth. You spoke together, I believe. She trusted you.
And well, you know, also
Listen, Louis.
you're the
Find
detective
out
class.
who could have
clearly.
committed this murder. I refuse to believe that one of my guests is the murderer. I want to know who is responsible for this. And I trust you. You have my backing. You must stop at nothing. Can I count on you?
Of course. How would you like me to proceed?
Maybe you could start by going to the scene of the crime. Elizabeth was attacked in her room.
Do you have any suspects in mind, my lord?
I spent most of the night talking with Sir Gregory and His Eminence Piaggi. So I think you can remove them from the list of suspects. Monsieur Bonaparte and President Washington left the party after midnight, I believe. They were tired and went up to bed.
Can you tell me anything else about what happened?
Now, Louis, I wouldn't want to influence you. Get over there and form your own
I wouldn't
opinion.
want to go through this without an ample
Right.
amount of
I'll
royal
get over there
jellies or
immediately.
anything if
Thank
I can
you,
find
Louis.
them.
Now, once you've finished, come back and let me know your findings. I'll be waiting.
Unfortunately,
And
I
Louis,
don't think
you've
they're
got
in the
permission
hall.
to search through the guests' rooms. They've all been notified and they agree.
Oh no, let's see if I remember the combinations to the boxes. Oh shit, I forgot about that. Right, don't talk to him. Until you're done everything.
Carmelite water.
Mexico uses free, that's good.
The nightmare painted by Fuseli in 1781.
I honestly don't really care for the coins. I don't know what they do. But they don't refill my focus points, do they?
Which four-letter word?
I still don't know why it sounds like that when he does it. Okay. Okay, well that's not that. Oh no. Of ease it is not. Ah, okay, so it was Zeus. Okay. Right, I forgot it unfortunately still has that stupid immoral thing left in there. Sunshine fire.
Devil's Thorn. I'll keep it.
Well, never hurts to have too many. Well, I mean, it does hurt to have too many, but I mean, like, key with the water symbol.
Dante's Purgatory. Why does your mind presume to flight when you're still like the imperfect grub, the worm before it's
Whatever.
attained its final form?
Your Eminence, I imagine that you've heard the news about Miss Adams.
What a tragedy, my son. How could such a thing have happened?
I see there were
That's
knives. and
exactly
they were
what I'm trying to
stabbed
find
into her
out.
body. That's how such
Did you
thing
notice
happened.
anything out of the ordinary last night?
I saw the young French soldier, Bonaparte, I believe, hanging around near Miss Adams' room. But I would not want to get an innocent man into trouble, Louis. It's probably nothing.
Not to worry, Your Eminence. If he is innocent, then he has nothing to fear. Do you know why Monsieur Bonaparte was hanging around her room like that?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised to learn that the dashing young soldier had become infatuated with a fragile young woman who looked a bit lost. But I don't think he got a very warm welcome.
Bonaparte and Adams? But they didn't even know each other, did they?
I couldn't say, Louis. But if I were you, my son, I would talk to Monsieur Peru. You remember how violently he set upon Miss Adams.
Oh, don't
That is
worry.
true.
He's on the list of suspects.
I believe that one. I looked around. There were but seriously, man. These, these royal jellies are... Circle-shaped key, that's the line. Alright, this room should I go to again? I mean, I know the answer is all of them, obviously. But
C'est Jacques Perru?
Figure Prue and her room last.
Monsieur Napoléon Bonaparte.
I think I'll go to, I forget his name, but I think I'll go to the philosopher. This room first.
Duchess Emily Hillsborough.
No, whatever, I'll talk to Emily. Sure, I'm here. I honestly hope that I have enough to talk to her. Get everything.
Tending children at the orphanage in King George III in coronation robes. Nice touch for the room of an English duchess. Grammar of Port-Royal. Ah,
Yes,
the
yes.
artistry of the French language in all its splendor. Whoever masters French commands the world. At least une partie of it.
Dear E, I received your last name.
Yes, I've already read that.
The Lady's Waldegrave by Reynolds. Painted upon the request of the Waldegrave family, in an effort to find them a husband. Displayed like meat. It's disgusting.
Oh, golden elixir is nice.
A letter from William Pitt the Younger, addressed to Emily. He's the present Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. Emily has indeed some powerful backers. Queen Charlotte. A letter from William Pitt the Elder, addressed to Emily. 2 coils circle the lock.
I think I have it.
A devil's thorn, to be used to uncover the best
Oh, that
disguised
was a
traits.
bad idea. I feel like, you know what, fine, I'll try it, but I feel like I might not have enough.
What can I do for you, Louis?
I've come to see you about last night's tragedy. Did you hear anything about what happened to Elizabeth?
Yes, we all did. Rumors spread quickly, you know. How awful. I didn't know her well, but I hope at least the poor thing didn't suffer too much.
Death came quickly. You can be assured of that.
If such a senseless
God, I
act
got
can
one.
happen here, then none of us is truly safe anywhere. Lord Mortimer must be mortified that one of his guests could have committed such an act, don't you think?
He is
I got the
indeed
point
very
back.
upset about it. It's only natural after such a violent murder.
Violent? What do you mean?
Elizabeth was stabbed 9 times.
Oh my God, Louis. How awful.
She didn't suffer,
The
but she
murderer
was
must have had a
stabbed 9
serious
times.
grudge against her to set upon her like that. It must have been a crime of passion. Do you know what happened exactly?
In fact, Lord Mortimer has asked me to look into this case, Emily.
Really? Are you Lord Mortimer's snoop now?
I'm doing it for Elizabeth, not to please Mortimer.
Good for you. Quite right, too. Have you found out anything?
I'm now interviewing all the guests to establish the alibis for each person. Just so I can cross you off the list of suspects, can you tell me what you did after leaving my room?
You know, the easiest way to find out what I was doing last night would have been to invite me to stay, Louis. But I shall answer you. I simply went back to my room and then to bed. On the way, I stopped off.
Wait, actually, I'm trying to remember. She's immune to question. Right, she's immune to question.
For a brief chat with President Washington about some business that concerns both of us.
Very well, then. Thank you, Emily. Did you and Elizabeth get to know each other?
I must admit, Louis, I didn't take much interest in her. I feel a bit guilty about it, but I never actually spoke to her.
Check.
She seemed burdened by her problems, and as she wasn't invited to the conference, I didn't really seek her out.
I hear you were in discussions with the Holy See.
Oh, either His Eminence can't keep his tongue from wagging, or you've been poking your nose where you shouldn't, sir.
Even so, Emily, you're raising a royalist army. That's no small matter.
And you are straying from the subject.
I realize I'm just.
Is there anything
going
else
through
you
this,
wanted
but
to ask me?
Whatever. Yeah, sure.
Since your arrival, did you notice anything strange about Elizabeth?
Everything that happened around that poor child was strange. You saw that for yourself.
I know. You're right. I'm looking for leads to try to reduce the number of suspects.
Well, I would say that in addition to ourselves, you could also cross off President Washington. I went to see him during the night. I had some business with him, and I can confirm that he
That would
didn't
make
leave his
sense.
room all night.
That gives Washington an alibi.
Make us speak at it again? No.
I won't keep you, Emily. Thank you for answering my questions.
See you, Louis.
I hope I can come back into the room after I leave. Okay. I don't believe I found.
Duke Manuel Godoy.
And as before, it is still no Godoy. Yeah, there's still nothing out here.
Huh, that's me.
Oh, yes.
Monseigneur, His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi.
Can't say all the rooms were able to be searched and then not let me search his. He's the one that I can get into with no. There's one I can get into with no name on it, and that's hers.
President George Washington.
Sure.
A map of Vermont.
Golden elixir is nice.
It looks like a note between Emily and Washington about trade deals. It looks like a note between Emily and Washington
I
about
don't actually
trade
think I saw
deals.
this stuff.
My dear George,
I'd like to invite you to join me.
I say as I skip that. Back here, no.
Portrait of George Washington.
Oh, the man has a portrait of himself. Oh, thank God. Sorry about your old jelly chop. But the fact of the matter is I need them. Every single one I can get my hands on for this. Round. Yeah, I think that's it. What is George what is Washington? Exclamation point, yeah. Oh, I may actually need to use one of these. Because, I mean, I have 4.
Greetings, Louis.
Mr. President, you can guess why I'm here.
Of course.
Lord Mortimer has sent me to ask you a few questions about last night.
It's... How am I going to tell Elizabeth's father that she's dead?
Right, I know.
I know, Mr. President. I shall endeavor to find out the truth about this tragedy. I must ask you to help me, though. Please.
Find the degenerate pig who did this, Louis.
Are you all right, Mr. President? Are you feeling all right?
Oh, don't worry. It's this rotten toothache. What do you expect? I'm no spring chicken now.
Yes, yes.
I'm talking to all the guests to find out who has an alibi and, well, who doesn't, Mr. President. Can you tell me what you were doing last night so that I can strike your name off the list?
I spent the
Oh,
night
I'm
right
so
here
going to
reading.
run out.
All night?
Exactly. Emily stopped by in the middle of the night. You can ask her. She wanted to talk about some business we have in common.
Anything whatsoever to do with Elizabeth?
Not at all, Louis. A business matter.
Oh,
Do you know if she had any enemies, Mr. President?
Not that I know of. I heard about her altercation with Mr. Perry, but that case was closed, if I'm not mistaken. But if in doubt, I wouldn't leave any door unopened.
feels so much better with a full
And I'd
bar.
go and question your fellow countrymen.
Couple of royal
Don't worry.
jellies.
Countryman or not, I'm not letting anybody slip through the cracks. Do you know why she came to the island?
To get help, if I'm not mistaken. Isn't that right?
Well, you
Indeed.
knew her more than
Sir
I
Gregory
did.
suggested to her father that he introduce her to Lord Mortimer to see if he could help her.
Oh,
It would appear that she wasn't invited to the conference.
That doesn't surprise me. The poor girl was in no way concerned by our business, and she had no political clout.
So, I don't understand why Sir Gregory invited her during the conference of his good friend Lord Mortimer. He must have realized that he wouldn't have much time to grant her. Preparing a conference does not seem an easy task. On the evening of our arrival, Lord Mortimer didn't even welcome us, what with his being so busy and all.
Yes, you're right, Louis. I didn't think of that. It is indeed rather surprising. The easiest thing to do is simply ask him, you know.
Of course.
that's what I asked.
I shan't keep you any longer, Mr. President.
Feel free, Louis. If there's anything I can do, just ask.
Thank you, Mr. President.
I also need to grab a bunch of keys. Elizabeth won't die.
Good day, Monsieur de Richet.
Mr. Volner, are you looking for anything in particular? Next to Elizabeth's room?
No, nothing special.
Has anyone told you that Elizabeth was killed last night?
Yes. Rumors spread quickly.
He looks very put out.
It's horrible. How did it happen?
I can say nothing to you, sir. You'd better follow your host's instructions and stay in your quarters.
I shall leave you now, sir. I will return to my room.
Okay, so he's outside. Yeah, he's outside Elizabeth's room. Wait, was that something back there? No. Not sure if this is the other end of the hall or not. Alright, can't go downstairs. Nothing here.
Monsieur Johann van Volner.
Okay.
The alchemist is a young man.
A Byzant from the Byzantine Empire. A coin often used during the St. Louis era.
Okay. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
The Sorrows of Young Werther. There's a handwritten text signed by von Volner on this first page. Dear Elizabeth,
69
I
is
know
simply
that
better
this
than
book
4
is but
or
a small
9.
token compared to the delightful moments you gave me.
6 gives you
But
a
I
little
hope
bit
that
to
this will
work with.
nonetheless keep the memory alive. Your ever obedient servant. So, Volner had a relationship with Elizabeth. But that's hardly surprising given his fondness for the occult.
A table of alchemical symbols. Someone circled the zinc symbol.
Golden elixir.
Yeah. I suppose that's always good to have.
A chest locked with a 4-letter code. Surely a word close to the owner's heart.
Now, if I remember. Okay.
Amber crystals.
The alchemist is an old man.
Well, I maxed out Devil's Thorns. Almost. Do I have something on it's vulnerable odious diversion, right?
What can I do for you, de Richet?
Monsieur, Lord Mortimer has appointed me to investigate the tragedy that befell us last night.
Oh, yes. It's horrible. Yes.
To see if I can,
How can I help,
figure out some
monsieur?
immunities.
Excuse me for asking, but did you know Miss Adams?
Oh, she... not really, to tell the truth. No.
I found the Werther dedication, signed by your hand, monsieur. Would you like
Suspect
to
you'd be
change your
immune
version
to
now?
psychology.
Be careful, de Richet. Don't push your luck. My relationship with Miss Adams was pure and has nothing to do with you. Well, continue playing the detective as you see fit. But if I find the bastard who did that to Elizabeth, I will...
Yes! I would have preferred a simple response, but I see I have my answer now.
Is that good luck? Okay, so I think actually.
Exactly how long had you been seeing her?
I have no reason to answer you.
I see. Is that what you want me to tell Lord Mortimer when he asks what I found out?
It's only been a few weeks.
I get the impression that your romance was over. Am I right?
So? What does it matter to you? I would never have attacked her, if that's what you're insinuating.
Who put an end to the relationship? You or her?
It was her. It was her. But what does that matter? We both agreed.
Please, tell me a little more about the nature of your relationship.
I'll do this.
That is a personal matter,
conviction
monsieur.
one, I don't think
Yes,
it-
that
Plus,
is
I
true. So,
think it's saying that he
tell
was
me.
immune.
All right. It was passion. That's why we couldn't stay together. It scared her.
Okay.
Where were you last night?
In my room. I read a few ancient manuscripts before going to bed. But I didn't stay up long. I was tired.
Thank you kindly. We finished. I'll have a look around and then take my leave.
Do whatever you have to do.
Right, yes. If you really want to help, you can give me some, what is it? If you really want to help, you can give me some Carmelite water and some royal jellies. Take about 3 of them. If you don't mind. I think I just passed the stairs, so I'm gonna head it back here. Oh, whatever door that is, it's closed. Okay. So I gotta go to Jacques Proust and to Napoleon's.
Monsieur Jacques Perru,
Proust, I'm going to do second last.
Monsieur Napoléon Bonaparte.
I'm gonna do Bonaparte.